The action in the men's over 50 division continues as England take on Singapore, and a chance for England immediately on the left-hand side, but it just misses. Good shot from Stuart Avery. Unfortunately, just misses the target. It is a good start by England, and a brilliant opportunity for Singapore to display to the world exactly what it is that they are capable of on the hockey field. England trying to press high, trying to pin Singapore inside their 23. Thus far, it is working. What Singapore probably would need to do is just try and keep as composed as possible. Just work their way through, which they do indeed. It's a good ball through the right-hand side by the number 6, Wayne Blasher. So he gets the ball all the way forward. On the right-hand side, go Singapore. Jaya wins the free hit. Inside the 23 it is for Singapore. It is Jaya once again. Tries to get it through, comes off the body of a England defender, but England do win it on the second occasion, so up they'll come. It's a good break from England down the left-hand side, continuing to carry into the circle. Goes Adam Laird, but it's still there for England, and unfortunately it comes off the foot of Stuart Avery, who can't get the deflection in time. Good pressure from Singapore, unfortunately, for Siva Subramaniam, giving away the free hit. England a chance in the circle. Pressure remains though on Singapore. There's them that'll have to try and work the ball out from the back. The overhead claimed by England, and it goes out of the sidelines. Singapore will work their way up slowly. Singapore trying to get themselves upfield. Into the midfield as England. It's a tough old tussle. Strong challenge coming in. Getting the ball free. Good touch on the outside for England coming through it. Now, once again, nice little 1-2. It's back onto Matt Clark. Chance for England across the face. There's a mad scramble. The ball's in the air. Danger's created. And it will be a short corner to England. So first short corner for England. Straight shot comes in and it is absolutely buried by Peter Hayward. He needed no second invitation, did Hayward. Laced that one past the goalkeeper, past the postman, and nestled into the bottom corner. So it is England that take a 1-0 lead in this game. Singapore probing for a gap. The England defensive structure holds firm. Singapore continuing to try and find a way past the English defense. Ball into the middle for Singapore, moving it now from the right hand side to the left. Under pressure is Kalia, and unfortunately the skews off his stick and goes out of the sideline. Big overhead for England. Nick Morris gets himself on the ball. Morris has got wheels, goes down the baseline. It's a good run from Morris. Tries to bring it back, but it's a good save from the Singapore goalkeeper, Chomley. It is a 16-yard to England, so they'll continue to come at Singapore. Drake back into the middle, looks to link up with Paul Dover. Fortunately for Dover, the ball just popping up and hitting him on the body. Big ball forward for Singapore, claimed by Salvan, who tries to get the ball through to Seva Subramaniam. And unfortunately, just not going to stick, and it will dribble over the baseline. Pops it into midfield to Dover, deciding that all he wants to do is try and advance himself up. It's good interception, though, by Singapore. Paul Topfer now is under a bit of pressure. There's four, or at least 5 England shirts in front of him, and just one fellow teammate in support. So not many numbers up front for Singapore. And forcing them to carry the ball themselves. So a chance for Hammond to break away for England. Gives it to Morris, the ball across, the chance there. And a first time slap misses past the near post. A good chance for England. And unfortunately for Matt Clark, just couldn't find the target with his effort. Through the middle come England. Popping the ball onto the foot is David Stokes, and winning the short corner for England. And what we saw with their first short corner was a goal from Peter Hayward. He's got a good hit on him. This time the push out, the injection is not quite straight, but does give a chance to Adam Drake, although his first shot is lifted above the backboard. Good save though by Chomley. So the hit out will go to Singapore. Once again, Singapore just not able to link passes. And it's that being unable to link passes that has resulted in them just giving possession back to England, allowing England to come at them. England enjoying the possession that is being handed to them by Singapore. It does come away for Singapore. Try to force their way down the right-hand side. Not to be, as England snuff it out once again. Trying to try down the right-hand side this time for England, but a good tackle coming in by Singapore and winning the free hit. Seems as though this game hasn't really got quite a bit of momentum. That's a good long ball now for Topfer. Sent it across. A chance for Singapore. Ball is trapped underneath the goalkeeper. There's a mad scramble for it. The umpire lets play go on. And England do somehow manage to come away with it. As they do come away with it, Singapore tries to smash this one upfield once again. Intercepted by England. It's there for England. Circle entry made by Anthony Miller. Unfortunately, just seems as though in the final third, England are not quite gelling just yet. But it is the first quarter of this game. And as the time ticks away. Singapore having to constantly build from inside their own half. As soon as they start stringing passes together, they are able to bypass the England midfield. To the left-hand side for Singapore, back to the middle of the field. It's a good touch. And Paul looking for the striker on the post. It doesn't quite get there. The interception made by England. And the counter-attack is on. There's Hammond on the ball now for them. Under a bit of pressure is Hammond. But he does link up nicely with a fellow teammate. Continuing his run is Hammond into the circle. Has the shot! And it's easy enough for Chomley to get the big boot on it and clear it to the side. Trying to work their way through the middle is Singapore. England just giving the ball back to Singapore, but that is the hooter that sounds, and it brings an end to the opening quarter. It is England with a slender 1-0 lead over Singapore.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people is just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. It will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to...
Big ball for England. Finds a player on the top of the D, spins, gets the ball in, but easily dealt with, shall we say, by Singapore. And that's good to see that they're still fighting. They're still working really hard in defense. Big ball through from Andy Stevenson. Nobody gets a touch on it. Chomley allows it to get into the box, but because there was no touch, no goal, and it will be a 16-yard hit to Singapore. England once again moving the ball to the back, trying to stretch or at least bring out a very compact Singapore defense. Ball all the way around, and now looking for spaces in the midfield. Perhaps one of the Singapore players will break the line and step out of the defensive system. Good tackle, good challenge coming in, although it is deemed to have been a little bit of a push on David Stokes. Space now for England on that left-hand side. Good first touch hockey into the circle, and another excellent tackle from Jaya for Singapore. Stokes gets into the circle. Past one defender, the ball is loose. There's a claim for a short corner, nothing given. And Singapore popping the ball into touch on the far side. But England remains in possession. No options for the ball carrier. It's good defensive alignment by Singapore as they do come away with it now. Isolated though on this counter-attack. No real go forward for Singapore, unfortunately. Most of their players trapped behind the ball. And England attacking now with numbers on the right-hand side. Oatley gets it into the circle, just outside, hitting the foot of the number 10, Kualo. Ball's loose. Drake tries to get it into the circle again, just gets it onto a Singapore foot. Drake has got Stevenson with him. The outside big ball across. It is deemed to be dangerous by Stevenson. Singapore just needlessly giving possession away. Perhaps there's just no options for the ball carrier. That just allows England to get free possession, although it is England who do cough it back up. And as we see it there, there's just a solitary Singapore player surrounded by 4 England defenders. Singaporean players are just trying to force passes that is not quite there just yet. Hooker linking up with Wayne to the left-hand side, intercepted by Dover. Beats his first defender, does Dover, and then his momentum takes him to the ground. But he does win the free hit. Back around the back, go England. Space on the right-hand side, Drake on it once again. Stevenson back in field to Drake at the top of the circle. Drake carries it in, good tackle from Hooker. But back in it goes from England, get another touch onto it. Is an attempted deflection, but it does go wide. And it will be another 16 yards. So England have certainly do have all the possession, all the territory, and are getting circle entries, but they are not converting that circle entries. They're not getting any sort of upgrade. And they're unable to either get a shot on goal or at least a shot on, or at least a short corner, shall I say. Through the middle one more time. England, Nick Morris gets it into the circle and rides 2 tackles. And it is finally something for England to celebrate as they do get a short corner. Seems as though we've got Brown at the top of the circle. It is Brown to the right-hand side, goes England. Now, good defensive work once again by Singapore. It just seems as though this defense of Singapore continues to frustrate England. Dover gets his pass away to Oakley. But again, Singapore, they're doing all the work in defense of Singapore. They just got nothing to show for it in terms of go forward. But here's Topfer, isolated his Topfer, 3 defenders around him, and unable to get anything out of it. You're asking a lot of Paul Topfer, to leaving hanging up there up front on his own with 3 defenders around him. Space for Clark on the right-hand side. The basis options does Clark, decides to go at it himself, beats the first defender. 2 more to get past. This time lays it off into the circle now for England. Nice little touch to the left-hand side for Trevor Dunn. And it is Dunn that gets the short corner for England. To the left-hand side this time for England, looking for the deflection. Unfortunately, it comes off the foot of Stuart Avery. But England come once again into the 23 of Singapore. Singapore defending for all their might, and this seems to be their ploy. We'll defend as much as we can. We'll leave Topfer up front, and if we do turn the ball over, we'll smash it up front and hope that Topfer can get us a little something. And there he is. There's that interception. Eyes up, looking toward Topfer to make the run. And there's a big rubber ball down the right-hand side. So England have got to bowl all the way from the back once again. There it is for Singapore, fighting in defense, and England do come away with it. Back to the left-hand side for England. Nick Morris on the ball. Decides to change direction, changes the angle, smashes it in. No touch from a player, and it will be a 16-yard. Good tackle coming in from Singapore. They managed to win back possession. But it's what they do after that. And it's really been a bit perplexing, shall we say. The reliance on a solitary striker up front. And everybody else behind the ball. But what they have done really well, Singapore, is they've defended and frustrated the England attackers, but now a chance right through. Chomley has to get the boot on it to get the ball away, but it does go over the baseline for a long corner. to the left-hand side for England. There's a shot coming in. What a save from Chomley. Flying to the right-hand side. Making the stick save and denying Morris what could have been a spectacular goal. Instead, it's a fantastic save. England come again. Ball in, looking for the deflection. Nobody there. He will go over the baseline for a 16-yard hit. Possession turned over by England into the Singapore 23. The right-hand side now looking to link up. That's a good cover defense by Matt Hooker. Unfortunately, in his attempt to clear the ball, creates a little bit of a danger, or at least a little bit of a dangerous situation. And will hand a short corner to England. It is a straight hit once again, looking for the deflection. Gets a bit of a touch, but goes wide once again by England. And are all these missed chances going to count against them later on in this game? Singapore happy to try and pass their way out of the back. Seems as though there's a bit of a knock to one of the Singapore players. Just a bit of time taken so that the captain, Charles, can recover. Seems as though he has recovered enough for the game to resume under pressure. Singapore, though, inside... another situation inside the circle. Just, the chance goes a begging for England, but they do come away with the short corner. Straight poke once again. This time the first wave does his duty. Secondary shot comes in, and it is a reward for England. So it's another chance for England. This time it bobbles. Papa unable to... then that one shot comes in. It's loose. Wild swing. And Singapore come away with the 16-yard hit. Singapore smash the ball upfield, turn the possession over, and just allows England to run back at them. So it is England into the circle once again. This time, though, it comes off the foot of the English player. Singapore will come away with it once again. Singapore just happy to eat as much time away as they can, and to ensure that they run the clock down as we enter the final minute of the second quarter. England not done just yet. Only one goal separating these sides. So now to the right-hand side. England trying to get something, but it is snapped out by Singapore. As the clock ticks away. Last chance for England to get the ball into the circle. They do. Ball's loose. Creates a little bit of a danger. And that will be that. That's the end of the second quarter. It is half-time. And it's England that will head into the half-time break with a slender 1-0 lead over Singapore.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back to the second half in this men's over 50 division. It is a game between England and Singapore. And as it stands, it's England. A very slender 1-0 lead over Singapore. England have been attacking quite a bit. They've been pinning Singapore inside their 23. And it's something that Singapore hasn't minded because they've managed to keep England at bay. And what they have done is numbers behind the ball. They leave a solitary player up front and they try and find him. And that is the solitary player there who just misses the trap in Topfer. England tried to get something going. It's just a misplaced pass. Evades everybody. To the right hand side, go England. Now on the overlap is Laird. Adam Laird gets the ball in. Deflection is there, but Chomley kicks it into touch. And over the baseline it goes. Dangerous inside the circle, but nothing untoward. Nothing too scary. So it is on the 23 for England. The left-hand side now deciding back to the right. Working the Singapore defenders, forcing them to move, but they are up for the challenge. The interception made though. Into the circle, and you can hear the appreciation from the crowd as Singapore continue to do what they do best, and that is defend. Ball's loose once again. And comes away. Isolated though is number 21, George Edward of Singapore. He's got to wait for some support to come. So it is England on the right-hand side. Getting into the circle, and again, it is frustration time for England. As England come again on the right-hand side, looking to get past the Singapore defenders on the right-hand side this time. But as it has been time and time again, Singapore continue to frustrate England on that side. And into the circle, short corner awarded to England. And could this be the chance that England need to double their lead? They've been camping that side of the field, but they've got nothing to show for it, shall I say, barring a single goal. And there's the short corner, the shot coming in this time, straight hit again. Chomley makes the save. Falls kindly for Singapore, and forward it comes by them. Interception made though by England, and they'll come forward once again. On the right hand side now for England. So England continuing to try and work their way through Singapore now getting numbers ahead. And into the England circle they go, but that is snuffed out by Andy Stevenson. It will be a long corner to Singapore. We haven't really seen Singapore much this side of the field as they now get a circle entry. Shots comes in. Nothing there, says the umpire. So England come away with it now to the left-hand side. Nothing for England there. But now there's a space here on the left-hand side for England. Trevor Dunn can't get the ball past the Singapore defenders. And again, a shielding this time by Singapore, and it is a short corner to England. To the left for England. Now back to the injector. Has the snapshot. Misses though on the inside. And the Singapore come away with it once again. England, despite having a single goal, away come Singapore with it. Letting the ball go, it's a bit dangerous now for Singapore under pressure. To the left-hand side they go. out the ball goes. Toing and froing at the moment as England try to get themselves, or at least stretch their lead even further, but Singapore continuing to frustrate them. To the left-hand side it goes. England make the interception onto the baseline, slip from the Singapore defender. England is there and fighting for it. Singapore managing to scramble it away somehow, some way. So the England players continue to pile forward, looking to smash it away as the Singapore captain Chal, which he manages to do. England continuing to fight just inside the Singapore 23 this time now, coming to the right-hand side, looking for options. Here's Drake. Stevenson joins him, tries a little first-time pass, but it is snuffed out. Shot comes in for England. Good save from Chomley. He has been really busy as the Singapore goalkeeper and has been up to task on every single occasion since conceding that early goal. To the baseline for England. Chance now. Another shot comes in and off the foot of Jaya of Singapore. So it'll be another short corner to England. So for how much longer can Singapore keep up this defensive effort? This time England with a left slip, looking for the deflection on the far post. The ball's loose, the ball's scrambling, and it's turned in by England's number 7, Ian Hammond, whose final touch after the ball was bouncing around in the circle results in England grabbing their second goal. Bit of a scrappy goal, that one, but a goal is a goal is a goal. Not appreciating that tackle was the umpire, so England brandished with a green card, and will play with one player down for at least the next 2 minutes. Big overhead over the top. There's space now on the right-hand side for Chris Jones. Rides a tackle from Stevenson and wins the free hit inside the England 23. Just taking some time to retrieve the ball. Dispossessed is Singapore illegally though, as they will get another chance to attack this England defense. It is Wayne on the ball for Singapore. To the right hand side he goes to Siva. Big ball across by Siva, it's dealt with by England. To the right hand side they go to Oatley. Tries to keep the ball in, but can't do much with it. Around the back for Singapore. So try to put pressure on the ball carrier, but that gives space now on the left hand side for Singapore. Siva tries to get the ball into the circle. Can't do it as there's pressure from England. Ball across now. There's a bit of a scramble. Singapore continuing to carry it, and unfortunately just comes off the foot of the player. Will result in England being able to come away with a 16-yard hit. To the left it goes now for England. But into touch. And that is the hooter that goes to signal the end of the third quarter. And it is England 2, Singapore 0 at the break.